this started. All right. Black Cajun Sports Talk is back, and we're here today because we have a huge event coming up this weekend featuring, I don't want to misquote it, I think 128 teams. What are we working with, Ben?
124 teams.
124 of the best teams on the Atlantic seaboard will be competing up in Chester County on the lovely campus of Westchester University, on a short 30-minute ride from the great Lincoln University. But they'll be at Westchester. So we're going to stick with Westchester today. And I have a special sneak guest that I brought on because I'm just so excited about Ben's event. And I just had an event this past weekend, and I know that the City of Basketball Love, Torre Harrison and Josh Verlin, they had an event. So I felt it'd be a good time to have Torre come in and we can have a little camaraderie here. Torre actually got me thinking about this with a post that he put up on social media. For those who don't follow you on social media, can you just recap real quick what you said publicly so me, you, and Ben can just discuss that briefly?
Well, basically, I made a statement of just saying how we had 3 great events this weekend. And basically, the gist of it was that, we're having these high school events, we're having coaches and teams and players have to pick where they want to play or who they're going to play in what event is counterproductive. We need to kind of sit here and figure out how we can have events on opposite weekends. Just so if it's all truly about the betterment of the kids and putting the players in exposure opportunities, then a simple phone call, some checks and balances on weekends, things of that nature, it just needs to be done. And I know it's been going on for a while. I've been on both sides of the coin as a coach and now as the event director. I see it, and just talking to coaches and on both levels, high school as well as.
Is that just him, Ben? Or is
stuff?
Come on, Torre. You want me cash app you for that Boost Mobile bill you got, man?
No, I ain't got no Boost Mobile.
That y'all freeze it up. Torre, we missed the last part of what you said, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to come up out of my dungeon. I'm in my basement. But it was just saying that basically, like, they would rather make sure that we can have a solid weekend. Everybody have a one weekend here, that okay, maybe next weekend we had something else, instead of saying, okay, I got to be in one place on Saturday, another place on Sunday, or then I got half my squad because half my squad playing in something else. Is just counterproductive right now. And I think that's a black eye on us as a basketball city. Like, we got to get on the same page.
I was really pleasantly surprised to see you make that and start that initial public discussion. I was hoping it would get a lot more traction than it did. I don't think that I honestly don't think a lot of people want to have that discussion. I think that there's an assumption inherent in what you said that the goal, if the goal is to increase opportunities for kids to gain exposure and for people to be able to put their best foot forward, and we can record this stuff on video and get it up and just help the kids. If that's the goal, what you're saying is an absolute no-brainer. It just makes perfect sense. And I'm not sure that is the goal for everybody. I think there are some people who would like to see Black Cagers events fail. I think there are some people who would like to see City of Basketball Love events not be successful. Ben, I'm glad you're here because we worked together in 2 capacities, really not that far apart. When you had the team camp up at Ryder before you joined Westchester, you were scrambling and you reached out, and I tried to, help as much as Ben, I think I paid for a team to play in your team camp event up at Ryder. And, I don't pay for nothing. So you know I must love you, Ben, if I gave up $100 or so. And same thing with what you're doing this week. I'm going to pay for somebody to be able to participate in your event because I support your event. And you know why? Because when I look up at every event I have, I see Damian Blair's face. He's there. He's there recruiting. He's there with his kid, or he's just there, you know, and I really respect that. And I just want your thoughts on what we're saying right now, Ben.
First off, thanks for having me. But it's important that we support each other as a community, as coaches, and as players, just because we want to show each other love. When we saw the schedule come out in COBL and you were doing something on the same day, it was imperative to us that Coach Blair went to one and I went to the other so that we were able to be seen and show that we support both events. And it's not a competition between who runs the best event, who has more teams, who has more better players, but it's important that the kids see as players that Westchester is there to recruit them and give them an opportunity to go to college by coming to your event and by coming to the COBL event. And if we are there to support each other and we give these kids the best opportunity to be seen, and that's why having them at different places, whether they're at Charger Nation, whether at Friend Central, whether at Westchester, it gives the players an opportunity to go to different facilities and see, you know, more of what's going on in the community and give them that experience. So if we're able to support each other, and I always call you guys to make sure that we're not on the same weekend, because we want the most teams to come to all of our events, not just one of our events. So if we all can have the most teams at each of our events, everyone benefits. The players, the coaches, and the parents get to see their players play, their sons play, and we all get to see them play. And all the other college coaches in the area get to see them play.
Now, Torre, you know, you're former law enforcement, and your wife is still in the trenches every day. And so I know you hear it a lot more than Ben and I hear it. But even those of us in the sports community, we're being bombarded lately, Torre, with incidents where young people are unable to de-escalate situations. They're unable to reconcile differences, and they resort to, you know, all that they know. And all they know is just lashing out, being violent, you know, attacking, harming, and even murdering. And my question to you, Torre, when you suggest that we learn to coordinate and work out our differences as adults, you know, even on your post, we got a little bit of pushback on that, Torre. Do you think it's possible, one, and two, is it possible to expect the kids to do better if we can't do better?
Well, me being optimistic, I feel as though it is possible for us to be able to sit down and rectify this. You know what I mean? I really think that if we can sit down as adults to do it, it can be done. But you're 100% correct. The kids are going to follow the lead of the adults. Mm-hmm. So if the adults are in disarray and the adults are drawing a line in the sand, then the kids are going to do it. The kids are not going to know how to sit down and communicate if all they see is, you know, the standoff. All they see is, okay, well, this person don't mess with that person, or this person not going to do this, so I'm going to follow suit. No, we got to set the example, and if we set an example on the basketball court, we also got to set the example off the basketball court. We're in the business of making high character young men, right? Outside of basketball as well. Basketball is a vehicle.
All right. Well, I can say for certain, I was up Westchester. It had to be, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. I mean, this is a while back now. And I really wasn't into fall basketball at the time. I had no idea, you know, but I kept hearing about it. So one year I went, and I was absolutely blown away by, one, the level of competition, two, the talent in the building, and three, the fact that Damian was able to pull this off. So it really kind of inspired me. I'm not ashamed to admit I was biting when I started the Black Cajun Fall Classic. I was literally straight up biting off of what Damian Blair had put into place. So there'll never come a time or a day where I would try to go up against Damian or draw teams away from Damian or in any way negatively impact Damian. So having said all of that, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend. Hey, Ben, how long has Westchester been sponsoring the Big 64? And, why did they start this? Like, how did fall basketball get so big in the region?
So this all started back when Coach Blair was at Downingtown West, and he used to get all of the top teams to play in an event with the Fred Pickett's, God rest his soul, Lower Merion, Brother Andre at Emotep before they became who they are, Newman Goretti. And it started with those core group, and it all started with those top level teams coming together as one unit in, a cohesive unit, as we're talking about, coming together to do something that's special for the kids. And as that started with those 32 teams his first year, it began to grow and expand because people wanted to be a part of something. It was so special. And there was guys that started that, like, Coach Watts, Dave Krakauer. And then when I came to Westchester my first time around, I had a chance to learn from all those guys on how this is done. And Coach Blair and Coach Watts were the people that showed me how to do it. And I was able to carry that on from Westchester to Ryder, and then now back to Westchester to hopefully, do what I can to make it even better than it already is. So it's expanded from year to year, and that's why we're at those 124 teams today.
Hey, Torre, have you been inspired by what these guys have been able to build up there? Is that because I'm Damien's my role model in this area. I'm absolutely unequivocally saying I was impressed, and I strive to achieve something along the lines of what these guys have in place. How about yourself?
I'm definitely impressed. I mean, like I said earlier, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been coaching and being in that, actually even when I throw a third side to the coin.
Ben, he got what if it ain't Boost Mobile, it's the other one. What's the other one?
No, you know what? Let me come about my
you got Cricket still, Cricket Wireless.
Yeah, he got the Cricket joint.
Let me come about my dungeon.
You got all those nice autographs down there, but no Wi-Fi.
Like in one of them old Chinese movies, his mouth moving, no words coming out, all kinds of stuff, man.
Let me come about of my basement. My dungeon, I do that on purpose. My dungeon, I don't want to be around. I don't want nobody to be able to get to me, talk to me, call me. Oh no, I ain't get it. So I'm good.
All right.
Is that better now?
Finish what you were saying, Torre.
No, I was just saying basically, like being a coach, we participated in those events. You know what I mean? Then I saw my son play in those events, and all of that did inspire me once I got with Josh and becoming with City of Basketball Love. Is like, okay, one of my goals was I want to be able to put on great quality events here in the city, just the same as that 64. That 64 was something that's great, just to give the kids another outlet. City of Basketball Love has already been putting together quality, high quality events. And now just for me to be able to put my own little 2 cents on it and be able to push it that much further, I looked at it as a great opportunity.
So Ben, the Big 64 has really become, I think, the premier scholastic basketball event during the fall season on the East Coast. I mean, I know you guys are drawing teams from where? As far as New York and Virginia, for sure, right?
Yes.
Further than that, or is that about the reach of it, the Mid-Atlantic region?
The furthest school this year is coming from Virginia.
Okay. So my question is, why do you think it's so appealing to the high school basketball coaching community? Why do they want to take part in?
Well, first of all, Westchester is a great campus, and Coach Blair has always put an emphasis on making sure that he speaks to every coach personally that comes onto this campus and comes to this event. So he has a personal relationship with every single one of these coaches and makes sure that they are appreciated for coming to support us, because this is our biggest fundraiser from a scholarship standpoint. This event means a lot to us. Without this event, we can't give all the players that we have the opportunity to come to Westchester and not have to pay for school. So that's why this is so important. But in terms of the location of Westchester, we're right in a great area where Maryland, Baltimore can get right to us in less than, an hour and a half. We got, all the teams from Philly, all the suburban teams from around this area, the Chestmont, Delaware County teams. as well as getting those guys from over in New Jersey as well. So it's in a great central location to attract all the teams that want to come. But the experience when they get here is what matters. We always have top-notch, facility. We always make sure that the games are on time as much as we can. Everything is tip-top conditioning, and we are giving them the experience that makes them want to come back. But it's the relationship that carries it on from year to year. Once those teams come and they have that experience, now more teams want to come and see that, as well as having all the college coaches that are in this region come recruit those potential student athletes because of the location, Westchester. I mean, I'm getting calls and emails all day today from college coaches asking, is the schedule out yet? Is the schedule out yet? Because they all want to come recruit here to make sure that those kids have an opportunity to play. And that's what it's all about, is making sure that whoever comes here, those kids get seen and they get a chance to play basketball after high school and into college.
Real quickly, and I'm gonna go off script for a second because of something you just mentioned. You mentioned the importance of the fundraising aspect for you. Now, Torre, you've been a basketball dad and you've been a basketball coach in the Catholic League and over at Girard College. If you guys could real quickly just kind of give a brief overview as to why that's important at the Division II level. You know, a lot of parents who are watching this may not really understand the difference between a Division I full scholarship and the pool of money that they give you guys at the Division II, where you have to divide it up amongst all the guys on your team. Why do you need to raise extra money?
So the way that it works for us is that we have a pool of money that it's kind of like a salary cap, and we're able to give players that money to hopefully cover their school so they can come here for free. But this event goes towards our scholarship money, as well as like an elite camp or our day camps. They all go towards that pot. So we're able to acquire, hopefully 8 to 9 full rides that we can use as recruiting to recruit, potential student athletes. So these events are crucial for us in order to do that. We don't have, 12 full rides and we can just get whoever we want. So that's why it's important for us, especially, that we try and find in-state Pennsylvania kids. An in-state kid might cost us less money than an out-of-state kid.
Not might. It's a big difference.
Does. So, because Westchester is a state school, so all in-state players, the tuition and room and board cost less than it would for an out-of-state player. An out-of-state player off the bat is $10,000 to $12,000 more than an in-state player. And then let alone, different grants and stuff that they get from being in-state as well. So it's really important to us that we're able to fundraise this money so we can continue to get in-state players. But these events, the better they go for us, does allow us to hopefully start branching more and more to getting, 2 or 3 out-of-state kids, as opposed to, maybe 1 or none that have happened in the past.
Now, Torre, put your coaching hat back on for a second. When you were dealing with your upperclassmen and you're talking to their parents, do you get the sense that parents understood the difference between D1, D2, and D3, as Ben kind of spelled it out? And I think it's important that we take a couple minutes to just put that out there, because I know I have a lot of parents to pay attention to the things we do.
To be honest with you, a lot of parents did not understand that. They were unclear on that, and the difference between a Division I scholarship versus a Division II scholarship, and seeing, as Ben just stated, that there's different monies for in-state students, for them to be able to go to these the state schools. And parents just think a full ride is a full ride, yes. and it's not a full ride from going from Division I to Division II. And then when you go to Division III, there is no such thing as a full ride. You have to get all your grant money and your academic money, things of that nature.
Based on academic merit based. That's all they can give you.
That's all they can give you. So, from a coaching standpoint, we felt like participating in these events like the 64 would give our guys an opportunity, because another thing these parents don't realize is, if you're not hearing from somebody, you're not getting recruited. You know what I mean? I don't know where they feel as though their kid is being recruited if they're not hearing from someone. Or if you're saying my kid is Division I, if you're not hearing from Division I kids right now, colleges right now, your child is not considered a Division I guy. So you have to get the opportunity to put yourself in front of some coaches who will give you some money, and that may be a Division II situation.
All right, Ben. back to your event. What is the actual format structure? It's not like a winter advance thing, right? This is basically a lot of showcase games, for lack of a better term, where you're trying to get really competitive matchups. Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so the way we're doing it this year is each team is coming to play 2 games, and they're going to be playing their games back to back. So if they come at 9 o'clock, they're going to play their game at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and they're going to have 2 opponents that we match up, similar skill level, that will create a really good atmosphere and a really good game for those 2 schools to get a great experience, for the players to get a great experience, as well as college coaches have an opportunity to watch a high-level game against formidable opponents so they can get a full evaluation for who they want to recruit. But each team comes in, they play 2 games. We have 3 different facilities this year. We're using Hollinger, which is our main gym. We're using our student recreation center, which has 2 courts. So there's 2 courts in Hollinger, 2 courts in our student recreation center. And then we have 5 courts over at Glen Mills, which we'll be running as well. So there's 3 different locations. It will be sometimes there'll be 9 games going on at once with all 3 of those courts combined.
Now, Torre, I have basically the same format when I do this. And in addition to trying to match up the skill levels, like Ben said, you want good games. I don't want no blowouts, So I also try to match up teams that really have never played each other and won't play each other during the year. Is that what you guys did over at City of Basketball Love, Torre?
Yeah, we gave guys an opportunity to play against some different competition. We did the same thing. We try to keep the skill level as close as possible for the team. We wanted to match them up with teams from Jersey to play a team from Delaware, or a team from Jersey play a team from Pennsylvania. Even some of our teams here and that's right here, in the inner city, they get to play against teams from the western part of the state. They get to play against a team from Pocono Mountain West, where they might not even never get a chance to see that team or those players. So we try to give them an opportunity to get some additional some additional bump. Play against somebody else.
And that's what makes Westchester's Big 64 so attractive throughout the years as well, is that we're not putting people up against each other. They're playing the same league. They're playing the same conference. They might see each other in summer leagues all the time. We're putting up people against each other that might never see one another ever again. And that creates such a great atmosphere for coaches and fans and parents to watch, and it really gives them something to look forward to, and the kids to look forward to when they know, oh, hey, we're coming down to play one of the best schools in the Philadelphia area, and they're one of the best schools from Maryland, and it just creates such a cool vibe at the event.
Well, I think you got your schedule pretty much finalized. Give us some of the marquee matchups that we'll be able to see, and get the people the day and the times. I'm sure, because that's a lot of games. I don't know if somebody can sit through all the games, but give them some of the key games, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great games that are going on throughout the weekend. But, Patrick School will be playing Westtown at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Now, you can't talk about them. But, Torre, you can talk about Jamil Brown and Derek Lively and all those guys. For people that haven't seen them, Derek Lively just committed to Duke the other day. Jamil Brown is going to Penn State. And Westtown probably has, 6 or 7 other Division I. Same thing at the Patrick School. What can they expect to see when you come out and you see that level of talent, Torre?
Well, right there, that's what you call basketball. Like, that's high level basketball. That's what you want to see at a fall event. You want to see those type of games. Those are all high major Division I guys, mid major Division I guys. And you're going to just get good basketball.
All right, Ben. Who else?
And Patrick School will be playing Fairfax Christian as well. You got Olympus Prep's national team coming to play. Those are all games at 1 and 2.
I know a couple of guys. I know Kareem Ewell is on that Olympus Prep team. He's a mid-major plus player. And they also have Javon Adams on that team. And he's a mid-major plus player. So if you see Olympus Prep on your schedule for the Big 64, you might want to slide by there and see them play. Keep going, Ben.
You'll have Executive Charter playing St. Joe's Prep. Should be a really nice game at 11 o'clock.
St. Joe's Prep's a little young. Have you seen them this fall, Torre?
I haven't seen them this fall. No, I haven't.
They're good, but they're young. Their backcourt is freshmen. Their big guy is a sophomore. They compete, but they're just really young. And in another year or two, I expect them to be a real force in the Catholic League. Now, Executive has no fewer than 2 Division I players. Both are wings. Jeremiah Bembry can probably play a little bit of point in a pinch, but I think on a full-time basis, he's a 2, 2-3 maybe. And Kobe McGee is already committed to Drexel University. So, Ben, you got some good players, good teams coming in. Keep going.
George School, we playing Abington.
They loaded. Have you seen George School, Torre?
Yes, I did. I saw them.
What's your impression?
They you just said it, they're loaded. I think they're going to sneak up on a lot of people. I seen them in a good matchup against the Gil St. Bernard school, and they were fun to watch. They're athletic. They got size. They're good. They're good.
They're in our 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock set in Hollinger on Saturday. You got Gwynn Park, Plymouth White Marsh, Newman Grady, and Mount Zion Prep all in that foursome that will be, playing each other. So that should be a really nice group.
That whole foursome was at my event this weekend. Gwinnett Park. Well, they're not Gwinnett Park, Ben. They're the Brandywine Boys.
Brandywine Boys.
But the Brandywine Boys from Gwinnett Park, they really get after it. And I'll do a plug. Their best player is a sophomore kid. I did that middle school circuit a couple of years ago, and he was one of the best players on my middle school circuit. So when they popped up in the gym this past weekend, I was just really pleased to see him. He's about 6'5" now. Really talented kid. Newman Goretti is Newman Goretti, man. If you've been watching him for the last 15, 20 years, you know what you're going to get. Great, intense guard play and some gritty, grimy, big guys that just get after it. Who else is in that little bracket?
You got Plymouth White Marsh.
They got a kid that's going around. I don't know. He going around thinking he Trae Young. You see a lot of young guys try to do that, and you would discourage him. You're like, man, if you don't get closer, that kid can legit shoot the ball like that. I think his name is Cozy.
Jaden Cozy, yep.
Whoa, he can shoot that ball, man. I watched the kid drop 10 threes.
This all goes to your point from before about us supporting each other. You said all 4 of those teams were at your event, and they're
all
coming.
All 4 of them.
And they're coming.
What's the 4th one?
Newman Goretti, Plymouth White Marsh, Brandywine Boys, and Mount Zion.
They were all there.
But that shows the fact that, we're trying to support each other. And those coaches, by having it on separate weekends, they were able to come to yours. They were able to come to ours, play different teams because they didn't play those same teams at your event. Yep. We're both supporting each other because, I'm telling them to go to yours. You're telling them to come to ours. And
yes.
That's a great way of doing things.
All right. Keep going through your schedule, man.
On Sunday, we'll move on there. There's a great 9-10 o'clock set in our Hollinger gym. You got Phelps with Coach Harmatuck coming with his new squad. Bonner.
Is Chaz Kelly still with them?
I can't really comment on the players, but
I think he's still there. He just committed to I want to say Boston College. Am I wrong? Chaz Kelly is really, really good. I saw him last year go against Archbishop Wood in an event that Terrell Myers had. When Terrell has an event, I try to make it down there and support him. Really talented ball player. If you're looking to see some good play in the backcourt, I would track down that Phelps game. Go ahead, man.
So you got Phelps, Bonner, Devon Prep, and Conestoga all in that 9 and 10 o'clock set, which are 4 great teams. Then moving on to that 11 and 12 o'clock set, you got Greenbelt, which is Eleanor Roosevelt.
Delonte West alma mater.
Constitution, Westtown, and Lower Merion in that set, which should be good. Then moving to 1 and 2 o'clock, we got Brooklyn Collegiate, Rock Top Prep, National Christian, and Emotep.
I had National Christian and Rock Top this past weekend. We all know what Sam's going to bring, a bunch of strong, mature guys who are going to get out there and really compete. Him and West, they do a great job. Same at National Christian. National Christian played West Catholic at my event. That game went down to the wire, and Kenny Johnson and Miguel Bocachica were really, really intense, very, very fiery coaches who kind of had to be redirected a couple of times, but we managed to de-escalate the situations, and it was a wonderful game. Keep on going, man.
And then the last set at 3 or 4 o'clock on Hollinger that day is St. Francis, Maryland, West Catholic, Prestige Prep, and Wood. So the Hollinger is pretty loaded on that Sunday with some really great ball games.
You know, I got a chance to see West Catholic this weekend at our event, and the Catholic League need to be put on notice. They really do need to be put on notice because they played without one of their main guys, the kid Zion, and they look very, very good. Those guys play hard. They're seniors now.
Experience, mature. Yep.
Yeah, they took their lumps and bumps as freshmen and sophomores, but the size that they have across those wings and the way those guys play, the Catholic League need to be put on notice. They're putting their bid in to get to that Final Four.
All right. Well, for everybody listening, we encourage you to make some time, find your way up to Westchester this weekend and check out the Big 64. Before I let you go, Ben, I just want to switch gears because I know we have a lot of Philadelphia interest in Westchester basketball because you guys have Man Smith and you got Manigo up there. What do you expect from your ball club this year? How you guys looking early on, Ben?
First off, the guys are super excited to just be back on the court since our league didn't have any games last year. So the guys are really focused. They're ready to go. They're working hard, and we expect a lot of good things out of all of our team since, we have a lot of in the area guys, and even our out of the area guys we're really looking forward to watching them play too. But we're electrifying. We play fast. We like to score the ball, but most importantly, we defend hard. Coach Blair does a really good job of working the guys hard on defense and making sure they have fun on offense. So we should expect a great season from us and just hope that everyone stays healthy and, we're able to compete.
Well, I'm expecting big things because Westchester's been known to have like one and dones over there. Guy played 1 year, he go to Australia, turn pro. Westchester, y'all a little different over there at the D2 level, man. Hey, Torre, I think I saw something you have coming up with City of Basketball Love, an exposure event or something. Go ahead and give the people the details on that.
Yes, we're having it's going to be our last exposure event for this 2021 year. Is for our class of 2022 and class of 2023, giving those guys one more opportunity to be able to be seen by our Division 2 and 3 schools that will be able to be there in attendance, as well as some ones that will see it via stream. It'll be at PW this October 9th at Plymouth White Marsh.
One day? It's all one day?
All one day. We're going to have some good trainers there for the guys, some good coaches there for the guys. So we just trying to get the guys another opportunity to be seen.
October 9th, one day. What's the times? You know the times?
Yes, it's going to start at 9 a.m. on that Saturday, October 9th, and it will go until 5 o'clock.
And the cost?
Cost is $125 per player.
And it's at Plymouth White Marsh. You in that new gym up there? I've heard so much about.
Awesome. There's a beautiful gym up there. That's where it'll be. And right now what we're doing is for anyone that signs up now in this early week here, we're giving them $25 off their admission fee. We just get our guys to get signed up.
Well, we really look forward to that. Again, go. Wait, is it on your website? Where can they find it?
Yeah, they can find it on the City of Basketball Love website, as well as they can find it on our Instagram page. The link is on our Instagram page at City of Basketball Love on Instagram.
Now, Ben, you're not selling tickets in advance, are you? People got to pay at the door for Big 64?
Yes.
All right. Well, what time are you guys getting started on Saturday, Ben?
The first game on Saturday will start at 9 o'clock.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys doing this. And I think both of you have made the point, but I want to reinforce it. We need to do more stuff like this, guys. So as we have things coming up, we'll get together and just share the information and make sure everybody's on the same page. And that goes for anybody in the audience. If you have some events and you want to get the information out, get with Torre, get with Ben, get with me. We'll organize some kind of Zoom, whatever, however we got to do it. We'll coordinate, as my man said in in the movie.
Friday.
Yeah. We got to coordinate. Well, I really thank you guys, man.
Thanks
This
for
is
having
good
us.
stuff. And I'll see
Thanks for having
both
me.
of you this weekend.
We'll see you this weekend.
All
See you
right.
this weekend.